Chris Trotter, who's an interesting sausage at the moment when it comes to where he used to be on the left and sort of what his positions are now.
Oh, Trotter.
I know, Chewie. That's
Oh.
what makes this article so interesting, though.
But, big but, for about the past 3 or 4 weeks, it seems that David Seymour's antics and utter disrespect for the position of Prime Minister, like sending a letter to the UN when he had no right to do that, is just like, we'll just screw the way this, and I'm going to do what I want. We felt like for about the past 3 weeks, Chewie, that we've been saying, oh, he's entered electioneering already. He's acting because he's acting like an opposition MP, like disregard for how government runs. He's just going to do what he wants when he wants, like he's the leader of ACT in opposition. And then Chris Trotter came out with this: over the next 15 months, the clear strategic imperative for all three coalition partners is breakout. Each must seize as much of the right's ideological territory as possible for themselves. It seems like, he's a few weeks behind us, but Mr. Trotter has kind of put out there as well, electioneering has started. I can imagine that Seymour would probably be even more so than, say, Chloe, but Seymour would be the happiest person in the world if there was no Winston Peters there next year. So you've got these conflicts about to come up as all of these guys go back into electioneering. And how much of the news to do with David Seymour in particular, me and Chewie and whoever our guest is going, because he's speaking to his base. That's the only people. He doesn't care about whatever stand-up he's doing or group he's speaking to or whatever. He's speaking to his base because he's electioneering. Any thoughts?
And they all are, to be fair, and that's what Winston is absolutely doing as well, because the thing with the regulatory standards bill and its timing as well, coming, where we are in the election cycle right now, is they are on the cusp of having to pull away from each other, and there's going to be this cannibalism of, the votes on the right. So you're going to have New Zealand First coming for the national voters, you're going to have ACT coming for the national voters, and the way that they do that is by separating themselves from each other and by criticising each other. So that's another reason why the regulatory standards bill is the powder keg that's waiting to blow up. And it's a question of who's going to blink first. One of the things that was really interesting in that article that Chris Trotter put out about David Seymour and what he is saying lately is the fact that he decided to use his race as a Māori in their response to the special rapporteur.
To the UN, yeah.
Oh, and the hypocrisy of this man who has, for this entire term of government, been talking about how race shouldn't be used for funding, it shouldn't be used for any type of identity, it shouldn't be used for X, Y, and Z. And for them to him blatantly say, I'm an Indigenous New Zealander and my fellow Māori don't need you to be telling us what to do from Geneva. I read that and I just couldn't believe it, to be honest with you.
That's fair though, isn't it? You can't use it for education, you can't use it for funding, you can't use it to protect your culture or your language. You can use it at the drop of a hat to hide behind when someone criticises you, though. That's the one true purpose.
Perfectly acceptable use. And I mean, this is the reason why we wrote the open letter to the United Nations and gave people the opportunity to sign it, to say that this man does not speak for us. And, we've got nearly 14,000 signatures on that in less than a week, which just demonstrates how many people are so over what I call flip-flop politics coming from him. He really is looking desperate because of the pressure that's been put on him regarding the regulatory standards bill. And I think I saw in one of the other articles calling it the beleaguered regulatory standards bill, because it really is at this point in time. So he's feeling the pressure, and that's where this, sort of erratic behavior is coming from.